watching. Girls like this, move from the back, eyes on me. Ain't like
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. We are from class 2A and today we would like to present our project 1 assignment regarding a sole proprietorship business. For this project, our group conducted an interview session on 16 May with Opago Chicken Wings and Tteokbokki to get a better understanding of business operations, capital and financing, accounting practices, and business management. Through this interview, we were able to learn how a sole proprietorship business is managed and how accounting principles are applied in daily business operations. Before we begin our presentation, here is the table of content for our project. Firstly, we will start with About Us, followed by the introduction of our study. Next, we will explain the business background of Opago Chicken Wings and Tteokbokki, including information about how the business started and its development journey. After that, we will discuss capital and financing, which covers the business funding and financial support used to grow the business. The next session is accounting practices, where we will explain how the business manage its financial records and bookkeeping activities. Then we will move on to classification of business item, followed by the strengths and weaknesses of the business. Lastly, we will end our presentation with the conclusion, which summarize the findings from our interview and overall study. Without further delay, let me introduce our group members on the next slide. Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Rafiza Ahmad Shobian, student ID 2025491218, and I'm the leader of this group.
Hi, my name is Hatini Suyanti binti Muhammad Nasir. My student ID 2025244188.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Nur Aiman Wa'i bin Muhammad Yusof. My student ID 2025441784.
Hi, my name is Suzy Reliana binti Abdul Adin. My ID is 2025635276. For the purpose of study, this report is based on an interview conducted with a trading business in Malaysia to understand real-life accounting practices, to identify types of business organization and classification of business items, and focus is given to how business record, manage, and report financial transactions. It also highlights how accounting helps in decision-making and business sustainability. Lastly, to perform communication skills involving financial accounting and reporting. Next is for the learning outcome from this assignment is we able to identify business characteristic for sole proprietor business. We also able to classify all business items. We able to explain business process and record its financial transactions. And lastly, we able to explain strengths and weaknesses of the recording process.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Hatini Suyanti binti Muhammad Nasir. Today we would like to present our business case study, which is Opago Chicken Wings and Tteokbokki Shah Alam. Let's start with the background of the business. It is a top-selling menu item at Opago. Opago Chicken operate in the F&B industry and it is located in Shah Alam, Selangor. This business is categorized as a trading and service business focusing on Korean street foods and casual dining experience. Opago specializes in variety Korean style foods such as chicken wing, tteokbokki, ramen, and Korean snack. Their target customer mainly include youth, student, family, and Korean food lovers. The business was established on 6 February 2019 and was formerly known as Spicy Lead Chicken before it was rebranded to Oprago. Since then, the business has continued to attract customers who enjoy Korean cuisine. In terms of business operation, Opago provides several services, including dine-in, take-away, and online delivery. The business operates daily from 3:30 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. and is supported by 7 employees.
Now, moving on to the next part of the presentations, let's take a look at the backbone of this business, which is the owner's background. As we can see on the slide, the business is founded by Khairul Anwar bin Muhammad Zamri, who is currently 30 years old. Looking at his educational background, he actually holds a diploma in IT networking from Polytechnic Sabak Bernam. Now, we might wonder how an IT graduate ended up in the food industry. Well, his career background is quite interesting. Like many of us, he initially tried working a regular 9 to 5 job, but he soon realized that it just didn't align with his true passions. Growing up around a family with a strong business background, he felt inspired to shift gears and build his own career in the F&B industry instead. To give us a better picture, Carol's journey in F&B didn't just happen overnight. He has a lot of hands-on experience that shaped him into the entrepreneur he is today. Since his childhood days, he was already helping his late father to run a police station canteens. This early exposure taught him the basics of hard work. Later on, during his first semester at campus, he started a small side hustle as a campus vendor to selling food during student events. His management skills were further sharpened when he took on the role of a canteen manager, where he successfully managed a police canteen and also handled VIP catering service for about 3 years. On top of that, he is also no stranger to the ground level hustle, which is he gained extensive experience as a street vendor, selling Korean fried chicken at roadside stalls and holiday bazaar. All this diverse experience gave him the perfect foundation to launch this business. Next, let's talk about the legitimacy of the business. To ensure everything is official and legally compliant, the business has been formally registered under Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia on 2020. As shown in the registration documents here, the business is registered under the name Spicy Lead Chicken Enterprise with the registration number ending in 4490P. The primary operating address is located at Shop Lot Alam Avenue, Jalan Sempadan, Section 16, Shah Alam, Selangor. It is registered as a sole proprietorship, meaning Carol has full ownership and direct control over the business operations. The nature of the business is officially categorized under food and beverage services, specifically serving Korean-inspired cuisines. Most importantly, the business registration status is currently active, which confirms its credibility and readiness in the market. To a very important part of the case study, the capital and financing structure. As we can see from this timeline, the business financial journey evolved through six distinct phases. It was all started with step one, the home phase. During the lockdown, Carol started with absolutely zero cash capitals, relying entirely on his existing kitchen equipment at home just to get things running. Once he received repeat orders and saw potential on his business, he moved to step two, which is the family loans, where he borrowed capital from his sibling to scale up the business. To make the jump to his first physical store, step 3 involved with pound gold. He actually pound his personal goal to generate fast cash. This bold move led to step 4, which is the first Tekun loan, where he successfully secured around 50,000 from Tekun to officially open his first store in Padang Jawa. For step 5, he applied for a second Tekun loan of another 50,000 to open a franchise kiosk. But however, the business faced a tough challenge when they lost around 40,000 to a rental scam. But instead of giving up, Carol managed his financial wisely by utilizing an overlap taken loans of around 30,000 as a working capital to bounce back and secure a new mall lot. It is a remarkable example of financial resilience.
Next, we will explain the classification of business item in Opago Chicken and Tteokbokki Shah Alam. In accounting, business items are classified into several categories such as asset, capital, liability, revenue, and expenses. This classification helps the business organize financial information accurately. Assets are resources owned by the business that support operation and generate income. For current asset, Opago Chicken had cash for daily sale, inventories such as chicken, sauce, and packaging material, as well as account receivable from customer or delivery platform. For non-current asset, the business own kitchen equipment, POS system, furniture, and other business equipment used in daily operation. In the early stage, the owner used existing household equipment to reduce startup costs. Overall, these assets are important in supporting the operation and the growth of Opago Chicken Wings and Tteokbokki.
What are capital? Any accumulated asset or resource that can be deployed to produce further wealth, value, or utility rather than being consumed immediately. From the interview, we got that capital for Opago is determined based on their own capital, which is gold and their savings. What are liability? As we know, liability in accounting is a financial obligation or debt that a business or individual owes to an outside party. It represents a future sacrifice of economic benefits, usually paid out in cash, goods, or service. Liability Opago is determined based on first, account payable, which is these are debts owed by Opago to suppliers or vendors, such as outstanding supplier payment, unpaid packaging material purchase, and ingredients bought on credit. Next is accrued expense. These are expenses that have already occurred but not been paid yet, such as unpaid store rental, utility bills not yet paid, and lastly is employee salaries payable.
The financial performance, starting with the revenue, the main operating income. This is actually the primary source of cash inflow for Opago Chicken and Tteokbokki. The revenue streams are highly diversified to maximize profit. Their main sales come from core items, which are the fried chicken sets and tteokbokki or Korean rice cakes. To add value, they also drive high volume through combo meals that pair the chicken with drinks, alongside individual beverages like soft drinks, iced tea, and coffee. On top of that, they boost the average order value through add-ons like extra cheese and extra sauce. And lastly, their income is not just limited to walk-in customer. They capture a massive chunk on the market through delivery order income, leveraging platforms like GrabFood, Foodpanda, and as well as their own self-delivery services. To create that revenue, there are operational costs involved. Let's look at the expenses. These are the mandatory costs the business has to pay to run everyday operations smoothly. First, they have fixed and recurring commitments like the rental of the stall or shop, salaries and bonuses for the workers, and also utility bills covering electricity, water, and gas. Next are the variable costs directly tied to production, which include the cost of raw materials like chicken, rice cakes, and sauces, as well as packaging expenses for things like plastic containers and labels. Finally, Opago Chicken also allocate funds for logistical supports like transport or delivery costs, marketing and advertisement costs to keep attracting to new customers, and lastly, maintenance and repair of equipment to ensure zero downtime in our kitchen operations.
Okay, next I will explain about the accounting practice used by Opago Chicken Wings and Tteokbokki. Okay, based on the interview conducted, the owner personally manage the financial records and bookkeeping activities of the business. For daily operations, the restaurant use a point of sale or POS system and AI cloud. to record sales transaction and manage business operation more efficiently. Okay, beside that, invoices and receipts are properly stored for record keeping purpose and also for LHDN audit requirements. These accounting practices are important because they help the business maintain organize financial records, monitor daily transactions, and ensure smoother business operations. Okay, as shown in the slide, the business previously used the Negawan system. However, the owner did not provide examples or screenshot of the current system they being used. Okay, I will present the findings from our interview session with Opago Chicken Wings and Topoki. Okay, based on the interview, the business was established in 2019 and was formerly known as Spicy Lit Chicken. The business operated as a sole proprietorship business. Interestingly, the owner started the business while still studying by selling food from home and on campus. The business was started with zero capital by using existing household equipment. As the business expand, the owner obtained additional capital by borrowing from siblings, buying personal jewelries, and later applying for a tekun loan to support the business growth. Okay, in terms of accounting practices, the owner personally manage the financial records and bookkeeping activities. Previously, the business used the Negawan system. Currently, AI, cloud, and POS system are used for daily operations and sales recording. In addition, invoices and receipts are properly stored for record keeping purpose and LHD and audit requirements. Okay, the interview also found that increasing costs of goods affect profit margins while strong competition in the market creates challenges for business sustainability. Okay, overall, this interview showed that determination, proper financial management, and technology plays important roles in supporting business growth and operations.
From the interview, strength of the recording process is it helps track daily sales and expenses clearly. It also reduces error in financial calculations. They also makes inventory and supply management easier in system and also support better business decision making. And lastly, they simplifies the preparations of basic financial reports.
Business has its strength in managing records. We also identified several critical gaps. Now let's take a look at the weakness of the recording process currently faced by the business. First of all, because they're really heavily on manual tracking, physical records are highly vulnerable to being lost or damaged since there is no proper digital backup system in place. If an emergency happens, important financial data could disappear instantly. Secondly, manual recording is incredibly time consuming. As the business grows and handles a higher volume of daily transactions, spending too much time manually writing down every single entry becomes highly inefficient for an entrepreneur. This manual approach also opens the door to human error. It is very easy to make mistakes like typing the wrong amounts, placing figures into the wrong accounts, or accidentally making double entries, which ultimately mess up the financial statements. Finally, we notice an issues with inconsistent recording practices. Without a strict system, the business tends to change its recording methods halfway through rather than sticking to a standard usual procedure. This inconsistency makes it very difficult to track long-term financial performance accurately.
In conclusion, the classification of business items such as asset, revenue, liability, expenses, and equity is very important in manage a business effectively. Through this case study of Opago Chicken and Topoki Alam, we can understand how proper financial recording helps the business maintain organized financial information, support decision making, and ensure smooth business operation. Thank you.